Okay, so introduce yourself to our
I am Richard Friedrich, and I from Renaissance Charge in the United States, and I've been working in free energy research for 22 years now.
Good. And what is your specific work now? What is your experience in this field? How many free energy devices you checked out already?
So, one huge problem that we solved was the battery replacement problem.
Okay.
Which is in a way free energy because now you can keep your batteries.
Okay.
So we don't find after 22 years with our Renaissance chargers, the properly charged batteries, all types of batteries, that now you can keep your batteries and restore useless batteries.
Okay.
So that's makes alternative energy practical if you don't have to replace your batteries.
Okay.
So that's one side of our company that focuses on the battery chargers.
Yeah, can you show us how looks this?
It's all different sizes.
The picture, you have a picture?
I don't have it here, but I do have a charger.
Okay.
So they look like regular battery chargers, but they do something different. They're impulse chargers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the energy in your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's impulses. It's not constant current.
Mm-hmm.
So the constant current creates a death circuit. It wears things out. And so that's the way the world works.
Mm-hmm.
Self-destruction. Mm-hmm. We're talking about neg entropy.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of entropy, where it dissipates, we have convergent energy that's similar to living energy.
Mm-hmm. Because of the open system.
So it becomes an open system.
Right.
Now in the free energy motors and solid state versions that we have, they also do the same thing, but they also give you free energy too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what is the COP of these technologies? Can you give some examples?
So in the lecture yesterday, I pointed out this recent journal entry from my student, Julian Perry, who's a retired physicist. Mm-hmm. And in here, in these 4 different papers that got published over the last 2 years, he shows how I told him to do a big study on the rest period. Mm-hmm. When we charge from our motor systems or solid state systems, like here, and like here, these diagrams. Like the Bedini motor, I'm expert on the Bedini system. I worked with John Bedini for years. Once we stop charging, the battery continues to charge. Now what Julian Perry discovered when I told him after a year of studying it out, he was able to get a COP of 14. So he would run for a very short time charging a battery and then immediately load it down and then rest for an hour. After that hour, the voltage had come back, but the load was 14 times the output load 14 times from what we put into it.
Wow. So that means free energy come into it?
Yes, through the rest period.
In the rest period.
So you normally, the world system, force, right? It's always maximum power in. Here, we're triggering the environment and the energy converges in instead of dissipating out. And so during the rest period, it keeps on charging, even after it was loaded.
Wow.
So this is the big news. This has never been published before, this kind of thing, in journals.
So what the scientific field say to this phenomenon?
Oh, well, they don't want to talk about it because it's all commercially based. You're not making money from giving people free power.
Yeah.
And that's the whole problem since around the 1880s. I'm a historian too.
Yeah.
So from the 1880s onward, they wanted to sell power, so the books and the laws changed. Thermodynamics, they only talk about it, it only applies to a closed system.
Yeah. A closed
So-
system, not the open system.
With an open system, we can get the energy,
Yeah.
and we don't have to limit ourselves to certain types of energy.
Yeah.
So you either have the dissipative, and that is entropy, everything degrades and gets worse, or mega entropy.
Yeah. So, do you think that that the scientist does not know about this negative entropy or cannot apply it?
Well, here's what you have to understand.
What is the point?
There's two levels of science.
Yeah.
Well, maybe three.
Maybe so. Okay.
You got the hobbyist level, where some of these people here are,
Okay.
where, okay, that's kind of lower level science, you know.
Okay.
It's not, it's going through the schools. Then you have the college level, the institutions, what the public knows.
Yeah.
That is what you think the high levels of science are.
Yeah.
That is not. That's the lower level still.
Yeah.
Then you have industry, which I work in, highest levels, classified, industry classified. Many of my customers are at the very highest levels. In fact, I taught the top industrial designer in the world. He's a student I work with.
Yeah.
I worked with Alpha Core, and we were doing world solutions with 7 different countries and the United Nations.
Oh, cool.
And so what I'm saying is, at the highest levels, they already have all this.
Yeah.
So they know it very well, and they use it behind closed doors, and they include it in your electronics that you don't even realize it's there. And the power companies are already using a process of free energy in the line distribution called the synchronous condenser.
Oh, wow.
So there's more than you realize all around you happening. And so I teach on patent history, and I show in my books years of patents going back to 1871, where you have United States, British, Spanish, French patents that show you free energy.
Really?
Carlos Benitez, for example,
Really?
100 years ago. So what I do is I take those patents, I make the model, I demonstrate it, I have them here.
Yeah.
I saw some of them yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I show you it, I show you how to do it though.
Yeah.
And then, but why does that not meet the news? Now you're in news, yeah, you're interested, but why is that not on the news? Why is this not on the news?
Yeah.
This is the answers right there. So I'm saying the system wants you to believe that it doesn't exist yet. It's so hard or impossible, but it's already patented by the countries.
Jesus Christ. So it means follow the money. And
Well,
then-
you have to watch what kind of money, but
And
yeah.
then you see the reason why this does not really get pushed.
Oh, now I'll say this. They always show the truth somewhere, in plain sight. But because you're not expecting it, you don't see it.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying yesterday is you have to learn to see it like you are normally seeing but not seeing.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware that it's already there. So I'm telling everybody, it's already there. And then they say, oh, there it is. It's right here in the circuit, right here. Your answer is right there.
So is it possible that if some scientists have false data about this subject,
Well,
that he
yes.
cannot sync with it,
Well, that's the thing. They,
or half data, half truths? We talk also about half truths.
so this is where we call boundaries.
Boundaries, okay?
So you have a closed boundary, a closed system, and an open boundary.
Okay.
So you can have the same statement assumed to be only in a closed boundary,
Okay.
and therefore you get nothing extra.
Nothing else. Yeah.
But there is no such thing as a closed boundary. You show me one place where it's not still open to the environment.
Yeah.
So when you have a pulse, you automatically have extra energy coming in.
Yeah.
So there is no real closed system by theory, you could say that and think it in your head mathematically. See, the mathematics is limited to what you bring into it. And that's the key. That's why math is limited. And what I was saying yesterday in the meeting is we have to become like children, little children, where we just take the reality and accept it. Not an adult, well, that can't be the truth. That's the difference. It's in the heart, it's in your posture. It's what you come into with is what you're going to come out with.
Yeah, interesting. This is a very good, you did yesterday this example with children, because they don't have any data about something, so they are clean, they can take this data and can see the effect.
And that's why Jesus Christ said that to the disciples. He said, he put a child in front of them and said, you must become like one of these. And I said, you have to be a scientist, you must not be childish, but you must become as a child, open. And a child in relation to their father. The father, they trust the father, so we must trust our Creator and know that He has provided for us. So that's the key to be doing science. So I said that in this book right here. Somewhere in here. Oh, yeah. This one. So this is redoing the Bedini schoolgirl motor system. And I said that you have to be led by God in order to do science. Because how can you know His creation without knowing Him? So that's where I'm saying we're approaching science backwards, autonomously from ourselves, as if we are the answer, but we need to receive the truth like a child does from his father, from just realizing it. And then there's always one thing that happens, a laugh. Once you receive it, the excitement, the joy.
You understand it, you see it. That is,
right.
That is,
so if you're in this, if you're under pressure,
you cannot see it.
And you're trying to, that's what I said about engineer the other day. He was trying to get free energy, and he was not being willing to be taught. And that's when you let go. And then you learn. There's no mistakes. There's always learning.
That's true. You cannot research something with effort. Force is an enemy. A big enemy for every researcher.
Right.
For every researcher, you have to be the games of play like a child.
Right.
Like a child.
And expecting it to be there.
Exactly.
See, the little child goes to his father expecting an answer. And there is. There's always an answer for everything. Oh, and I will say this: as working with at the top end of industry and everything, every world problem, including health problem, cancer and all that, is all solved. And it's solved in the ancient world already. So this is where I am gathering and working with diverse people. We're going to be working with Porsche. They're inviting me to work with them to solve the German employment problem, I guess. Well, in other words, so the point is, I'm saying to you that all the answers for life and health and spiritual life are already answered. And we don't realize it. We think, because the system wants you to pay more. So they create problems, one lie after another, so they can make money. And each lie gets worse and worse. And we're worse off than 100 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the point of our society. So I see that you have written a book.
Well, many books.
Can you talk about a little?
So there's all these books that are kits as well. Resonance induction coupler kit. This is the motor generator, all the history, the patents, the answers, going from basic to advanced. Then we have this book that I wrote.
The Garten ohne Gärtner.
So this one is in English and in German. I translated it in German. And then this one is the kind of ultimate book by Don Smith. I compiled it all of Don Smith's works, and it shows you grid level power that you can make on a tabletop, 8-foot tabletop, 2-meter tabletop. And so what I have here is many pictures and schematics and different processes, different types of free energy systems. So I know about 100 different free energy systems.
100.
Non-conventional.
Non-conventional.
Although at the top it's there.
100. Jesus Christ.
But only about 15 are worth doing. Because you have to have, is it expensive? Is it stable?
Yeah.
So some of them aren't worth doing.
Dangerous. Secure.
Yeah. So with Don Smith systems, now when you get a small device that's really powerful, that can be dangerous. So that's why I taught this book right here on a low power level. This is where Don said to start with these basic coils at low power, and I probably saved certain people's lives. Because if you touch one of these higher power systems in here,
you get an electroshock, huh?
Then you're going to die real fast.
Yeah.
So this is where I have to take the responsibility to protect people. But yeah, so this is the book. You can't just start reading this. You have to start at the basics if you don't know.
Start with that.
Because these are mostly radio frequency, high voltage. So we brought this down to low voltage.
So we should start with these experiments.
Yes. So what I call this is kit 1.
Okay.
And then there's another kit 2 after this, but this book goes with that. Right.
Later.
Now then we have the motor side. This is where I show the fan. I take a regular fan, convert it to run. In fact, there was another guy who took the idea from me, Thomas in Austria, who then was doing that a couple of years. So we've been doing this for 21 years, though, that fan, which I demonstrated there yesterday.
Yeah.
And so those kinds of systems are easier for people to start with than radio frequency and all that.
Makes sense. So let's have a question about your future. What are your visions?
So my vision
about your future
is for everybody to realize, but actually become spiritually ready. To become, once we are spiritually ready, all the answers will come to us. Now they're already there, but we're not ready to receive them in our hearts. So I am doing that, and I'm working around the world. I'll be invited here to Europe now to solve the fundamental energy problem, which is already solved. And so my goal is to deal with the regular people, because the higher levels are not interested in this really, because it suits
the
them.
institutes especially, right?
So what I'm looking at, we can build building structures that don't wear out, that don't require heating, cooling, and we can do hydrogen, all these things for free. I have the magnet motors for free. We have all the health problems solved. So I'm looking to just expand into all the avenues and get people to work together. And this is where we need a body of people, everybody contributing their gifts to make this happen. So I realize that we have to undo our thinking and our spiritual limitations and move back to God. So that's my goal in these books, showing you it's a heart matter. The technology is not the problem at all. We have to let go, and so what I'm doing is trying to communicate that, and I'm being invited all over the world to do that.
Yeah, that's great. So I have much more questions. How a magnetic motor? We come to the permanent magnetic motor. So how big is the lifespan of a magnetic motor? What do you think? What is your
experience? So we also sell the bishop's oil that never wears out metal. So I have been using it for 30 years, in my cars, and sometimes I run my cars without any oil in them. So the bearings will never wear out. And that's the only wearable part on my motor systems. So they're no longer wearing out the bearings. So we have really a perpetual motion machine because the physical bearings do not wear out. It's a permanent, you would have to grind the metal off to get that off. So we already have that solution. And the electronics, if you use the electronics right, they don't necessarily need to wear out either.
Yeah.
We can make all those things perpetual.
Yeah, super. Okay, so thank you for your interview. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure.